Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by on my Minecraft setup series. My name is Phillips, and I'm going to be showing you how to set up your own Minecraft server. Right, so we need to download the actual essential files that allow us to run our Minecraft server efficiently. So I've made a folder on my desktop here. There's nothing in it at the moment. So I put it there. So what we need is to download the actual jar file. Now to do this, we can go onto our web browser, go onto a website called Yves Mirror. There's the actual address here. I'll put the links in the description to save the hassle of trying to manually get this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go onto the files and go onto Craft Bucket. So here's all the versions. They always update this, so it's pretty much my favorite website to get the latest one. We're going to download the latest one, of course. So download here. And it'll be in our downloads. So once the file is downloaded, we're simply just going to open its location, and we're going to drag this into our server folder here. Now to keep this simple, we're going to rename this to just call it server.jar, just to make it simple. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to be able to run this. We can double click it to run, but it's not the best way to do so. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back onto our web browser, and we're going to go onto minecraft.net/download. Now the reason we do this is because they have a setup script here that we will put into a notepad file. So we simply copy this. Don't copy the full stop on the end. I don't know why Mojang done that. It's kind of annoying because I made many mistakes because of that little full stop on the end, because my server would not run. So once we copy that, we're going to go and right click, go on to new, and we're going to create a text document. We don't have to name it, we just simply create it and open it, and then we just simply paste in the code we copied. And as you can see here, we named our file server.jar, but in here it says Minecraft server.jar. We're going to rename it so it matches the file name here. So that's what we're going to run, so we're going to type that in there. Now, you can set up the RAM usage, like this is set to 1 GB, which is pretty much best in most cases. But if you're going to run a lot of plugins, you might want to allocate a bit more. So for this demonstration, I'm going to be doing 2048, and do this one as well, 2048. Now you don't have to do this. I'm doing this because I have a lot of RAM available. I have an 8 GB RAM system. So once you do that, we're going to go to File, Save As, and we're going to type in run.bat. Right there. So make sure you have .bat on the end, and just click on Save. Then we close this, and there is our run.bat file. So as long as it has this icon, well, mine's a little bit different, but as long as it has a different icon than a text document, it should be fine. So we're going to delete the text document. We no longer need that. So we can now run our server. So we double click on run, and it will come up with a command prompt, and it will load all the libraries to launch the server for you. This will take a bit of time, but not too long, because we don't have any plugins installed yet, so it should be quite fast at first. Right, so as you noticed, my command prompt closed unexpectedly. This is completely normal, because Mojang now provides a EULA that you have to agree to. So we open that in Notepad, go into where it says false, highlight that, and type in true. Control S to save, and we simply just close. And now after we do that, we click on run again, and it should once again load, but this time it will load everything because we now agreed to the EULA. You can feel free to read the EULA if you want. I never do, but if you want to, just for the heck of it, why not? Might as well find out what Mojang is hiding. So as you can see here, we're now loading the actual world. So you're going to get a bunch of errors here. This is completely normal. What these mean is it's creating these files, so band.ips.json, and some other files here like whitelist as well, because they don't exist yet. So it creates them. So next time you run the server, they will no longer come up again as errors because they will already exist. So as you can see here, we have now done loading the server. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click on our command prompt and type in stop. Press enter and it will close the world for you. So wait for it to close. And as you can see, when we return, we have much more files that we can play about with. So as you can see, the most important file is the server.properties, as this provides what you want your server to do when it runs. So if we right click and go to, well, I'm going to open with Notepad++. If you don't have Notepad++, you can go on your web browser and you can go on a website called ninite.com, scroll down and get Notepad++ here, go on Get Installer, and it will download for you. Just double click, install it, and it should work. Okay, so once you have Notepad++ installed, we're now going to right click on server properties and go to edit with Notepad++, and it will open a bunch of options right here. So it may look a bit baffling at first, but don't worry, it's actually quite easy. So what we're going to mainly look for is we're going to change some basic options here. So let's see, we can allow fly if we want, but that's not really relevant right now, because that's only if you use mods or anything like that on your Minecraft client. The one I usually disable is the player achievements. If you want to keep it to true, that's fine, but I'm going to set it to false because I prefer it not to show my achievements all the time. The server port is currently set to default. This is the actual port Minecraft will use to host the server itself. If you want to change it, if you're considering port forwarding, you can do so in the properties file. You can change the world size, the type, which can leave as default. We can enter a seed here if you have found one online that you like. The IP address, we keep this blank. It will use a default one assigned to your system. We're going to leave that as default. I'm going to change this to 128 since it's a bit better performance wise. If you want to set up a whitelist, you can. So you can filter out players, set animals, hardcore. But the ones we want to change here is online mode. I'm going to set this to false. If you have friends who don't have or have not bought Minecraft, if you set this to false and you give them a client that allows them to play the game without having an account, they can play on your server if you set this to false, because it doesn't check usernames through the Minecraft servers. So it's pretty cool doing that. So it's pretty much offline mode. That's why it's called that, really. Resource pack we don't really need right now. PvP I'm going to set to false. If you want to have a more friendly game environment, we can do that. Difficulty is fine. Command block we're going to leave as false. Game mode is fine. I'm going to set this to 3. So every option I'm changing here, you can change it to what you like. But if you're completely new to this, I recommend you follow as I do, so that you don't get too lost in the video itself. Just to make sure. Monsters is fine. What is Minecraft without monsters, right? And view distance. If you're running a computer that's not very powerful, I recommend you set to 8 or 9, as it reduces the view distance needed, so it's better performance wise. And now we're going to change the MOTD to something we like, so just call it Lee's Awesome Server, because that's just so true. Alright, so once we've done everything, we're going to press Ctrl S to save, and we're going to exit this properties file. So the next time we run our server, it's going to review the properties we edited, and it's going to apply that to the server itself. So, now that we've configured our server, so if we click on run again, it will perform its operations. So while it's doing that, so it will run as normal, so you won't get any errors. It will just run properly this time, and the world will be automatically there since it did it last time. So as you can see, it should be a bit quicker. See, done already in 3.368 seconds. So we've set up our server, so now we want to add some plugins. Now if you want to do this, we simply go onto this site here, curse.com, bucket plugins, Minecraft. And this provides many plugins you can use for your server. Now, I recommend you use the plugins I chose for this video. I use them personally because they're quite easy to set up and they're pretty useful in-game. Oops, close that. So let's have a look here. So here are the plugins I'm going to be using. Color MOTD, Creeper Heal, Fake Lightning, Infinite Furnace, Level Health, MCMO, Physical Shop, and Tree Assist. These are pretty good plugins and they are compatible with 1.8 version of Craft Bucket. So what we're going to do is before we apply plugins, we need to stop our server first. You can of course apply the plugins now and reload the server, but it's recommended to do it this way. So go on to plugins now, let's do it like this, and then we just simply copy and paste into here. Now at the end of the video I will be making a fully fledged server, so you can also download the server pre-configured by me. So you have all these plugins already installed and ready to use, and you just simply run the server and play with your friends. But if you want to set up manually and get an idea of how to do so, then it's best to follow it like this, so you get an idea of how things work. So you probably notice some folders here. These folders will be created when you launch your server, so let me just do that now. So if we launch our server again, it should detect those plugins that we applied. So as you can see here, Physical Shop, Level Health, Creeper Hill, and many more have showed up here. And there's a bit of an error here, but this is completely normal for Tree Assist. It doesn't affect gameplay or anything like that, it just gives you an error. But other than that, everything works fine, Creeper Hill works, and it's done. So next time we join our server, we can now take advantage of these plugins that have been applied. So now that the server has been created and is now running, all we need to do is simply run our Minecraft client. So let me just open that now. Click on play. Okay. Now that we've opened Minecraft, we simply need to go into our multiplayer. And then we just... Now, when you do this, your list will be completely empty. But if you're running a server on your machine, as I'm doing right now, all you need to do is go into Add Server and type in local host. This will actually use your system's IP to actually locate the running server itself. So localhost here. If you're running a different port, like in the properties file it said 25565, if we change it to say 1111, all you need to do if you want to connect is put colon and type in 1111 and it will connect through that port itself. But right now we're not. We're using the default one, so just type in localhost and go on to done. It'll be on the bottom. And as you can see here, Lee's awesome server is running. Our player count we set earlier has been applied and the ping is very strong. Of course it would be, it's running on a local machine, and all we need to do is just join. And as you can see here, the server is now running. There is our wonderful world. I'm using a shader pack, so yeah, just to make it a bit more nicer. So yeah, it's running fine. Type in hello, it responds. Now next thing you need to do is you need to make yourself op. So op enables you to take full control of your server in the client itself. So instead of manually exiting the game and going on to server and typing what you need, you can op yourself, so you can type in the commands you would in your command prompt. So you're going to type in OP and type in your username here. So my name is Lee Phillips. That's my Minecraft username. Press enter and it says opt to Lee Phillips. Minimize that and it says opt to Lee Phillips there. So now it's opt to me. So now if I go, didn't mean to go on full screen there. So let's test the command out. Yep, it should work. So if I go on help here, yeah. So yeah, I'm now op. So now I can perform server-based commands in my game whenever I want. So I can like TP to a player, like player, which won't work because there is no one else online. Did it op me? Let me just double check on that. Sometimes it doesn't op you. I think you have to make it so it's case sensitive, like my name Lee Phillips there. So type that in, press that again, and well, I believe it should work anyway. Say like I press J. Oh, it won't work because that does not work. Sorry if I'm sounding confusing, I'm trying to wonder what's going on here. But yeah, it should work anyway. I'm thinking I have other plugins installed, but I don't. So here is our world, and there is our plugins. So if you want to see what plugins you have, just type in /PL. I forgot to mention that earlier. If you want to type in an in-game command, type in / first, then type in the command here. And there you go. So thanks for watching, enjoy your server, and have a good one.